You want a seat at an IIM, the Indian Institutes of Management. That's the finish line, and the pressure to secure your spot is immense. But most candidates walk straight into a trap. They assume every management entrance exam demands the exact same preparation strategy. You might be applying a grueling, high-difficulty study plan, like the one designed for IPMAT Indore, directly to the JIPMAT. IPMAT Indore is the Integrated Program in Management Aptitude Test, known for its focus on high-level mathematics and logic. JIPMAT, or the Joint Integrated Program in Management Admission Test, is a different animal entirely. Spending your limited study hours on deep, complex problem-solving actively hurts you here. JIPMAT throws a massive, wide-ranging syllabus at you, requiring you to cover a lot of ground quickly, rather than diving deep into a few hard topics. If you don't pivot your strategy, you will run out of time on test day. You'll miss the easy marks buried at the end of the paper, and ultimately, you'll lose that IIM seat to someone who played the clock better. JIPMAT is a test of horizontal breadth and execution speed. It rewards the fast-moving generalist over the meticulous perfectionist. Look at this comparative matrix of JIPMAT versus IPMAT Indore. JIPMAT gives you 2.5 hours, an extra half hour compared to Indore, but introduces a massive third section entirely dedicated to logical reasoning. Notice the difficulty level drops to moderate, but here is the critical detail. JIPMAT has no second stage interview. There is no safety net to charm your way past a borderline written score. You are dealing with a strict +4, -1 marking scheme. Every incorrect guess bleeds your total score, and without an interview panel to contextualize your performance, your raw number is your only leverage. This strictly objective, high-stakes written format exposes every single gap in your knowledge base. Brutal, calculated curation of your syllabus is your only tool for survival. To fix this, we use the JIPMAT ROI matrix. This is how you stop studying the wrong syllabus. Right now, you are likely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of material. You are terrified of wasting precious study days on topics that will never even appear on the exam paper. This chart maps effort on the horizontal axis against impact on the vertical axis. By analyzing the last 5 years of actual JIPMAT exam data, we can plot the exact study hours required for a topic against its probable score yield. The top left is your Start Here zone. These are high-impact, low-effort topics. The bottom right is the Skip for Now zone, where complex topics drain your time for minimal reward. Aggressively sacrificing complex topics for guaranteed easy points ensures a higher score per hour studied, a strategy rooted in 5 years of exam data. In the quantitative aptitude section, your primary input requires committing your core study hours exclusively to foundational math. This bar chart displays the question frequency across different math disciplines over the last 5 years. Arithmetic questions, covering percentages, profit and loss, and mensuration, heavily dominate the scoring opportunities. Meanwhile, deep dives into logarithms, complex progressions, and advanced algebra sink to the bottom. Their 5-year appearance rate is incredibly low. You have to make a strict trade-off here. Abandon the intellectual satisfaction of solving deep, convoluted math puzzles. Replace that with mechanical, high-velocity repetition of basic formulas. Dominating arithmetic is the only reliable way to secure the bulk of those 33 quantitative aptitude points before the clock runs out. For the verbal ability section, your focus shifts to what we call the grammar premium. Your mandatory input here is straightforward: rote memorization of structural grammar rules like tenses, active and passive voice, and direct vocabulary idioms. This trend line tracks the volume of direct grammar and vocabulary questions over the 5-year dataset. It is smooth and consistently high, meaning these questions provide instantaneous points that require zero deep analytical thinking on exam day. You either know the rule or you don't. Compare that to reading comprehension, or RC, the process of analyzing long text passages to answer specific questions. As this erratic trendline shows, RC question volume fluctuates wildly from year to year. Trading the hours you would spend developing natural reading skills for the brute force memorization of grammar rules perfectly insulates you from that exam day unpredictability. Logical reasoning is the massive 33-question wildcard section. It is a section that does not even exist on the IPMAT Indore.
The highest ROI input for logical reasoning is consistent daily drilling of foundational patterns. We are talking about series, analogy, blood relations, and directions. Do not fall into the low-yield trap of cramming highly complex puzzle matrices or obscure syllogisms. The data shows they rarely appear. The trade-off requires sacrificing intense, exhausting weekend cram sessions. Instead, you need to build slow, daily pattern recognition muscle memory by doing a few problems every single day. Treating logical reasoning as a daily habit rather than an intellectual hurdle builds the consistent pattern recognition needed to dominate this 33-question section. Based on this exact data profile, you have to ask yourself a critical question. Are you actually built for JIPMAT? The ideal candidate profile is very specific. It is the time-poor late starter, the generalist, the fast reader, and the rule memorizer. The exam's moderate difficulty and total lack of an interview stage provide a massive advantage to exactly this type of student. Contrast that with the non-fit profile, the slow perfectionist, or the candidate who relies solely on deep, advanced math skills to carry their score. If you are a deep math specialist with poor grammar and slow reading speed, JIPMAT will actively penalize your strengths while exposing your weaknesses to the negative marking system. The ultimate law derived from 5 years of exam data is clear. JIPMAT mathematically rewards horizontal coverage over vertical depth. The strategy rests on 3 non-negotiable pillars: skip the obscure math, master the basic grammar, and practice logical reasoning daily. Under a brutal +4, -1 marking scheme, slow perfectionism is just a fast track to a negative score. Discard any generic deep dive prep strategies right now. Strictly adopt the effort to impact matrix for your remaining study hours. Winning an IIM seat through JIPMAT rewards the most ruthlessly efficient executor over the deepest mathematician.